Hey there! How's it going? Thank you for joining us today. My name is Tess Protesto, and this is PTZOptics and HuddleCam HD Live. We're so happy that you're joining us today, or if you just found yourself here while scrolling through the internet, we're happy to meet you. We are live every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, and today is a very exciting day for us. We are giving you a behind-the-scenes look at our studio. If you're new here, we do weekly live streams from this studio regarding all kinds of technology for the world of live streaming and video production. We get a lot of questions about how we do what we do and a lot of the products that we work with. We're just really excited to share with you, and hopefully you can get some inspiration for your studio and maybe help us in some planning for a new studio that we're about to build. We've got a lot of technology experts in the chat. Let us know what you think and give us some advice along the way today. Besides our shows, we do offer a few different programs now. We're like a whole broadcasting company at this point. You're not going to want to miss Tech Town Hall. It's a technology roundtable with industry experts, including some experts of our own. We are a pan-tilt zoom camera company, so we know a thing or two about live streaming. So you're going to want to join us the third Friday of the month for that. And I didn't write the time down. It's 3 p.m. Eastern. 2 p.m. Darn it. I thought 3 because it was the third Friday. Almost there. I almost have that down. And next we have Salt Talk. That's sound and lighting technology for houses of worship. And that's I know it's at 11 a.m. and it's the last Tuesday of the month.
You got it.
Thank you,
You can do
Lindsay.
this.
Thank you, Lindsay. I need the moral support from you. Appreciate it. And we are also about to head to NAB. So if you want to meet us in person, we would love to see you, hang out, fist pump. I guess I don't know if we can do that yet. Elbow pump, wherever we're at. We want to see you there. If you're going to visit us in person, we're going to be at N738. We're in the North Hall. Apparently, that's a cool place to be this year. Used to be Central Hall. You know, I don't know if we're trendsetters or we're followers, but North Hall is where it's at this year. And if you want to join virtually, if you're not ready to attend in person, don't worry about it because we're going to take you along the ride with us. Of course, we're going to be live streaming from the show floor. So let me know in the chat today which booths you want us to visit because we're going to do an IRL mobile stream. More to come on that. And if you want to register for more information on what we're doing at NAB, including the virtual experience or the in-person experience, you can visit ptzoptics.com/NAB. You put that in the chat for me, Lindsay.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Please don't forget to follow us on social media. Your support means everything. Keeps the paychecks coming for those of us in the social media marketing world. So much love to you. If you'll give us likes, subscribes on all platforms, we are on all of them. As you can see right now, we're live streaming to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Twitch. Yeah, we're experimenting. If you notice, we started a couple minutes late today. We're experimenting with Restream. So let us know your experience with Restream in the chat. We're figuring it out, you know? So let us know what you think of Restream in the chat. We're going to do some more tests. And yeah, we're excited to explore new technology as we get into this spring season here. If you want to collaborate with people like in the chat with you today, you're going to want to join one of our user groups. We have some really amazing Facebook user groups that are dedicated to like-minded individuals in the live streaming and technology space. It's a great place to collaborate after the conversation about live streaming. So we have one for OBS, we have one for churches, and then just a general PTZOptics support group. You can find all those on Facebook. Next, we're going to go over to my lovely co-host, Miss Lindsay Pope, to talk a little bit about social media and sharing her vision with the world. Over to you, LP.
Hello, welcome back to another segment of Share Your Vision. I'm Lindsay, and today we have a few images shared by Creative Audio Visual Solutions. So Creative Audio Visual Solutions shared a new setup that they were working on at St. Francis of Assisi Wellman Gardens City. There were several products used in this setup, including our PTZOptics cameras. Thank you, Creative Audio Visual Solutions, for tagging us and sharing your vision. Make sure you are tagging us and using the hashtag #ShareYourVision. Thank you.
Well done, Lindsay. And before we get into the show today, we do like to start things off with a little engagement piece. We are live, we're live streaming. The whole point is to be able to communicate with you in the chat. We've got a fun new little thing we're going to try. Lindsay, you want to come over with me? Tell us about it.
Yes, of course I would.
It's a nice thing about this studio.
I
There's
know.
all this movement happening. Okay, so we have been doing a would you rather. So where we ask you, would you rather this or that in the chat to get you guys involved. But you had a creative new idea.
I did.
That's timely, especially for those who live in America, at least in our country. It's very relevant. So tell us a little bit about it.
Okay. Wait, can we put it up there at all?
No. I've not logged in on email. I'm sorry, Lindsay.
Okay. Anyways, so we will be doing a March Madness bracket. So basically, I have put polls out on Facebook and Instagram where you can vote for your favorite products. So there are 10 products, and they are competing for the #1 spot, just like in March Madness.
So we want you to vote for your favorite products, and we're going to come up with a winner at the end of this.
Yeah, so at the end of the show, we will have the first round picks. Yes, okay.
There you go.
Or the first round winners to move on to the second round.
So what products are we voting between today? What can the users pick between?
Today, we are voting on the HuddleCam Simple Track Lite and the PTZOptics 30X NDI.
Ooh, that's a tough competitor because the Simple Track Lite has NDI, but then the 30X but then the 20X is one. Wait, what camera? What was the other one?
PTZ 30X NDI.
Okay, that's definitely a tough one.
And then the one after that is the PTZ 20X USB and the SuperJoy.
Ooh, joystick versus camera.
Yeah.
So we're voting between both of those during this show.
Yeah.
And how can we vote?
So
it's on Facebook?
Yeah, they are on our stories on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay, you got to be savvy. You got to get with that millennial stuff over here that
the little bubbles
that the young kids are bringing to us.
So the little bubbles on top of your feed.
The little bubbles. Look for the bubbles,
guys. Bubbles.
If you want to participate in this, and you can also vote in the chat right now, and we'll take that into consideration, of our favorite products. We're putting them to the test against each other. Today, you can pick between the Simple Track Lite auto tracking camera and then our 30X NDI camera. And the other two were the 20X USB
and the SuperJoy
versus the SuperJoy. Yeah. Which one's better?
Yeah. Let's see.
And for the people who don't do Facebook, they'll have to do Instagram. Or let us know in the live chat.
Or let us know.
Really fun idea.
Yeah.
And we'll see who takes the cake at the end of this. Thanks, Lindsay.
Yeah.
So let's go into the chat. Oh, my choices, Drake says. We got people that don't do Facebook. All right, let us know in the chat then. What would you prefer if you had to pick? What would be the better choice? The Simple Track Lite or 30X NDI? And as you go ahead and do that right now, we should get into the studio tour.
Yeah.
We get a lot of questions about what we're doing in here. Eric's voting for the webcam. That's not even up for consideration yet. But we
are not there yet.
We do love our webcams, and maybe if you stick around to the end of the show today, you might have a chance to take one home. Little hint, hint. Anthony says 30X and the SuperJoy. So he would pick the 30X and the SuperJoy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
yeah, what would you?
That's a tough one. I mean, auto tracking has its uses. So if you're in the chat and you're like an educator, or if you're maybe in house of worship and you can really see the benefits of auto tracking there, but I'm like a streamer type, I would probably go with the NDI PTZ camera, even though you can still PTZ with the Simple Track Lite. That's a tough one. Steven votes Simple Track Lite. Ooh, Sean O votes Simple Track Lite. And Identity Digital says, hard to vote down NDI. Both have NDI, though. If you haven't seen our new auto tracking camera, the Simple Track Lite, it's got a friendly price point, and it also does have inherent NDI HX within it. So that's kind of the best of both worlds. So that's my vote. And then the Super Joy. I mean, we've got all those awards for it.
Yeah.
It is also an NDI joystick. All right. So with our studio tour, let us know what you guys want to see. I think first we should just get like a wide shot, Michael, and just show them, if you can just like back this camera up maybe, and just show them the space we're in. We have 3 sets. Really only use 2 of them regularly.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys can help us find a use for the third one. The one we're in right here, we call it the presenter PC set. I don't know why. I think it's because we normally have a presenter here running off of this PC, which we call the presenter PC. So that's kind of the name it's taken on. This is our main presentation set that you can see me on the live show with, and Lindsay as well. I love the 30X NDI, Tim says. That's a tough one. Charles is also saying the 30X.
I'm not
Thanks,
seeing
Michael.
it come up on Facebook, so I am sorry.
Welcome to our studio. If you zoom out, you see that this is just a print on the wall. And the other prints that you're seeing on the wall are sets that we were trying to like market specific, create different sets that were for market specific. And we work a lot in like broadcast and esports. We work a lot in House of Worship, and we worked a lot in telemedicine. We're going to go with a new approach, I think, in our new studio and not do as much prints on the walls, maybe do some green screen work and then some flat background and more with lighting, I think. But you'll see here, if we can do an overhead camera shot, I'm using X keys for my sound effects up here. When you notice I do fun little sound effects, I'm using X keys. Hold on. Let's zoom it out a little bit.
I think it's getting confused.
I'm using X keys to provide triggers via shortcuts in vmix, and I'm sending that via NDI external output to Michael's production PC. So I'm able to, read the room and participate and make different sound effects whenever I want to. And I don't have to say, hey, Michael, like Lindsay's coming. Oh, there's a bad word on here. I just realized. And I have, I have a censor button, if you're wondering why that bad word is there. This one. Sometimes we need to be censored around here. Well, good thing we pressed not for kids on today's scheduled stream.
Welcome to the studio.
Yes, and how you were seeing that overhead shot, we do have a PTZOptics pan-tilt zoom camera mounted directly above this table. So if we want to demonstrate anything or show off something like the X keys, 24 keys that I was using, we can have that shoot straight down onto the table. You'll also notice I have a box cam behind me. This is our NDI Z-Cam box camera. It's a stationary shot. That has zoom on it though, however. And that's for a behind the scenes shot. That would be used mainly to point towards Lindsay if she was saying something. Paul and I pre-pandemic used to both be in here together, kind of like how we are now, but now that we've lifted our mask mandate, we're able to be closer to one another. And I'm also using a Surface Pro here to manage the chat with vmix Social right now so I can see what you guys are saying. Eric is recommending green screens because it gives you more options. Drake says, wow, you have all remodeled a bit since I last saw the full studio. It's been a long time since we've shown off the studio, probably at least a year or so. So I thought, why not take like a nice, easy day where we just go over the studio together and have a conversation in the chat. Hey, Robert from Washington. Happy you're here. So that's basically the first set. And I told everybody we have 3 sets. The second set is going to be where you see Lindsay at the beginning of the show. The 3-set model we have here is really been helpful because we've been in a global pandemic. So we have been required by our organization when we're live, especially if we had to be unmasked, to be over 6 feet apart. And we've stayed probably closer to 12 or 15 feet apart with using the separate sets. So the other set you'll see is our StreamGeek set. StreamGeeks is an educational branch of our organization that you may or may not be familiar with. And so you probably have seen some StreamGeeks content being done from this set over here. Let's take a walk. Welcome to the Stream Geek set. So if I'm Lindsay, why don't you come with us?
I was going to say.
Will you grab a Surface Pro for me, though, so we can keep an eye on the chat? So in the Stream Geek set, it's very, let's say, like morning broadcast. You know, you're stationary in a seat. You've got the table display in front of you. You've got a nice sign behind you and a printed wall. But what's cool about this is the cameras behind Lindsay are able to shoot at our producer because we like to include our producer in our content. We've got some considerations, and if you have any pointers on how to get a better shot on Michael, because you'll see when we go over the producer section, the monitors do block his face. So that's a challenge we have with these cameras. But we wanted to be able to show the production station from behind here. And it's a good way to show off the cameras that we sell. And so this is where Lindsay's been sitting, but I think you're going to come over with me a lot more, right?
I hope so.
Now that our mask is like, oh my gosh, take a touch. And something that I didn't go over in the last set that we do have is all the lights in the room. If you want to just do like a slow pan around the room, Michael, just like showing the lights. We have a lot of panel lights in here. Are these your cats?
Okay.
There's
like a third party.
Okay. So we have panel lights in here. The reason they're all pointing up, if you've been watching us for a long time, and I know some people in the chat have messaged me personally, I tend to get a lot of glare in my glasses. And that's a challenge for us because it's a balance between being properly lit and not getting glare in our glasses. And we tried all the pointers where people say have it angled like really high above you, off to the side, not straight in front of you. And for some reason, I think it's because the ceilings are not quite tall enough in this room, because this is a retrofit studio. Like, this wasn't meant to be a studio.
We're in a basement.
We're literally in a basement right now. So that's another thing for our new studio. We're going to make sure that we have taller ceilings to help with that issue. And a point our product evangelist, Stephen Haywood, gave us was maybe try tilting the lights upwards. And I think, personally, it's really helped with the glare.
Yeah.
Let us know in the chat if you've noticed any, what's the word? Any improvement, thank you. Yeah. Any improvement in the glare on my glasses right now. Well, maybe you don't have the glasses. Mute the handheld camera mic.
Oh.
Good thing for the chat. You guys are looking out for us. John says,
or maybe it's mine because we're so close.
I have multiple clients running PC cameras that I have installed for webcasting broadcasts. The PTZOptics lineup has proven itself to me. Would love to win one for our equipment go pack. Awesome. I wish I would have looked at the chat sooner. There's an echo. Duh, okay. Well, let's talk about this. How is Michael filming us right now? Are you using just the microphone in the cell phone right now? Did you mute us? You muted the phone. Okay. We're using an NDI camera app right now so we could go mobile around the room. So that's also pretty cool too, and we'll show you how Michael's bringing that into the production today. Let me know that the echo's better. Eric says the echo's better. That was an oversight by us. I'm sorry, guys. Much better? Okay, good. So we can proceed. Hopefully you were still able to hear me through that part of the presentation. We were talking about lights. So we started tilting the lights upwards, and I feel like we're still well lit, right? And I do feel like the glare is better on my glasses. Yeah. And that's what, and you changed the temperature or the intensity.
Yes, I changed the intensity.
And do you remember the number that they're set at?
I think it's at 4715.
4715. Thank you, Michael. The echo is gone. All good.
Woo.
And if you see anything that you want to know more about that I'm missing, we're happy to go over that too. We're kind of just like opening the curtain today and letting you guys see what's going on behind the scenes. Yeah. So we've gone over lights. We have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, at least 10 lights in here. Probably at least 20 cameras, right? 9 cameras. Well, that's about half of what I thought.
On.
That's an exaggeration if I ever heard one. And we also have a few overhead lights happening that were just the
The
original ceiling lighting. Not that great. All right.
Mhm.
Let me know if you have any questions about where we. James says we hold you to higher standards. I know you should. It's going on 6 years for me here, so
Mm.
I should not be a rookie. Let's move on to the next set, shall we?
Alrighty.
Shall we, darling? Use a glass cleaner that has anti-glare options. That's one, Eric, I have not heard yet. I've heard of get the anti-glare glasses, but it's still, if the light is just in your glasses, like even anti-glare glasses aren't gonna do it. It's really the direction of the light that we learned.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh yeah, oh it's a big thing. I've been chastised for years
No,
because the glass cleaner.
yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing either.
Hmm.
Eric says use glass cleaner with anti-glare options.
Drop the link in the chat for us.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're wearing glasses now too. Drake says the iPhone 13 cameras are amazing for a cell phone. Have you tried the NDI app with them?
Isn't this?
I think you have a
This is it,
13,
right?
Yeah. Which we haven't used the NDI camera app in a long time. And when we were testing right before the show, we thought, wow, this is really good. We just needed to get the gimbal working, but it was dead. So I apologize if we're a little shaky. Rod says, I approve of the iPhone 13. Yeah, we're using the NDI camera app on an iPhone 13 if you're wondering how we're moving around the room like this. A higher ceiling will help a lot with the lighting issues. Yeah, we're building a new studio coming around the summer or early fall. So if you in the audience could give us some pointers on what you would recommend, comparing the studio you're seeing right now and how we can improve it, please let us know in the chat because we've got a lot of experts around here that we would love to hear from. So this is like a conversational spot here.
I feel like
we did our very first live show together here.
Did we?
Do you remember? I think it was when we just were like, what do you want to learn this year?
Oh.
Remember? I think we did at least. But the thing that's cool about this is we have the HuddleCam Huddle Share attached to it, so we can wirelessly share things from devices like the Surface Pro onto the screen back here. And that's one of the reasons we did the Stream Geek Summit. I was sitting right here, and I was able to share. Things on the screen with the Surface Pro, which was really cool. I run complete shows on multiple iPhones with the NDI app. Worked great. Thanks, Cliff. I bet you used a gimbal, huh? I'm gonna get a message about that after this. I'm guessing the echo was the camera mic was going into the software. Yes, we had an echo because we forgot that using the NDI camera app that would provide an audio source in itself.
I actually turned it off, but when I put in preview and then cut towards it, there's an automatic mix attached to it.
Oh, so Michael did mute it in the production, thinking of that ahead of time, but you forgot that there was an automatic audio on mix when you cut to the output. Okay. A trick is to raise part of the glasses near your ears. Yes, I have heard of that. And so they're like tilted down a little bit like that. Oh, thanks, guys. All right, let's go on to show you my camera. This is where we keep notes. So this is where I write like the time that the other shows are, so I don't forget that when I do the introductions and any other notes that I might want to have regarding the show. So in the new studio, we'll show you where our confidence monitor is. We do have a confidence monitor, but in the new studio, I'd prefer it to be right next to my main presenter camera, which is this. This is a 30x PTZOptics camera. It is our SDI version, but we have upgraded it to NDI, so we're able to pull both SDI and NDI feeds out of this camera. This is the camera that you see me presenting from, and you'll notice that on all of our cameras in here, we have tally lights. If you're not familiar with tally lights, these are indicators that let talent know which camera is live. So this is not live right now. We're even previewed to be up next live, so you're not seeing anything, but when this camera is live and on me, these lights light up red. So I know, hey, this is where to look. It helps things a lot when you have a multi-camera situation like our studio to know where to look. And if you're a camera operator, they light up green on the back, so you know that this camera is either green in preview or red in output, hot, live, ready to go. And they're all connected via USB back to our production station. There are NDI options as well for connecting tally lights into your production. So tally lights have been very cool and helpful for us. If you've watched some of our old content, you might have seen us searching for which camera's live, which one's moving. So that's definitely something cool that I had to mention. Let's go over to our remote call-in system. And we'll end at the production PC, which is like, watch out, Michael. Go. We do not need any on-camera injuries. Okay, let's see if I'm missing anything in the chat. I think we're up to date. All right, there's not much to see here right now because we don't have any remote guests on today, but we are using the Neural Net's live-to-air system to bring in remote calling guests. It comes with this unit down here, and it runs up into our computer monitor where we're able to access guests and modify audio and video and needs like that. And that is then brought into our presentation, our production PC, which we're going to head to next. I think I'm going to hold the camera mic and let you be the main tour guide for over there. Yeah? Should I do like this? Tell me how to do it. I'm not used to being a camera woman.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, maybe that'd be a good idea.
Yeah.
Do you want to be a camera woman?
Yeah, then
Here
you
she
can.
comes.
Hello. Yeah, then you guys both can go in.
All right, Mike, do you want to like have a seat? This is our confidence monitor. This allows us to know what is the output, what is being seen by the audience while we're presenting on our live streams. Very important to have so everybody knows what Michael's doing behind the monitors here. He's got a 3-monitor situation mounted on this mounted monitor clamp. Let's start over here at the PC lens. This is our broadcast production PC, specifically for broadcast and video production work for our organization. Thank you for Tom Sinclair from Eastern Shore Broadcasting. Got to give you a nice little plug there for building this custom PC for us. Yeah, it's a bad boy for live streaming. I'm not a computer geek. I'm not going to be able to share all the specs of this, unfortunately. But if you're interested in the specs specifically, let's get a look at the side here. I'm happy to share that after the show. I can show you some cool things in the back, however. Look, this must be a graphics card. GeForce GTX graphics card. Big, fancy schmancy. Don't know exactly what all they are. You'll notice we do have our PCIe cards in here. We have 12 SDI connections here, believe it or not, into the back of this PC. But you'll notice that is just backup because, yes, the SDI is backup because we are bringing most of our cameras into our production via NDI. And I could show you the switch that we have over here in the front of our system. All our cameras are connected into here. So we have SDI connectivity for redundancy, but we are connecting our cameras into our production on this ubiquity switch via NDI. And for audio on this rack mount we have here are in-ear monitors that you see us use. We're using this wireless silent PA system by Voco Pro. This is how we're able to hear guests while we're presenting and music and fun things like that in the beginning of the show. And then the Shure wireless system here allows us to wirelessly connect our microphones. I'll show you the packs. These bad boys are what allow us to walk around the studio wirelessly and talk. And I'm using a DPA D-Fine ear microphone here. Lindsay's using a Shure microphone on her ear. So you can let us know if you think she sounds better or I sound better. You can tell if you like which microphone you like better as well.
Hey.
And then if you look over here, we used to use the Focusrites. And then we had some Windows updates issues regarding them. So we switched to this Zoom audio mixer by a company named Zoom. I'm not an audio master, So I wouldn't dare to dive into that. And if we could come back over behind Michael, I can share a little bit about what he's using, or Michael can share a little bit about what he's using. You're mic'd up, Mike? And I'll grab the chat.
I am.
Ooh.
All right. So we're using vmix software right now to push our stream through. That's right.
Giving you some confidence.
Yeah. So we're using vmix software, and we push it usually to 3 different platforms: YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And we are just starting to use restream.io to go to other platforms like Twitch and LinkedIn. We're live on my personal page on LinkedIn. We'll be switching that over to the PTZOptics page later in the future. A couple other things, I have all the controls for all the cameras. We have our presentation area. We have lower thirds, our intro, outro, our audio, show assets. And also on this one right over here is our YouTube. So I can monitor how the YouTube is going, the connection. I can monitor the chat, make sure everyone is behaving nicely. And of course, over on our third monitor over here is if we have Zoom open, I'll put Zoom here and connect it through vmix, so the pool basically zoom in.
And when we are using live to air to bring in remote calling guests, how do you bring that into vmix? I know there's a browser source that you use for live to air on one monitor, and how do you bring that source into vmix?
We just do that through NDI. So I'll just go and hit add input and go to NDI, and the person will show up.
Wow, we have a lot of NDI sources.
Yeah, as an NDI source. As you can see, I can bring in a presentation PC. This is right here. Here's my iPhone that you're seeing through right now. That's how I brought in.
Show us your keys.
What?
Your Stream Deck keys.
Oh, Stream Deck keys? Yeah, so we have our Stream Deck right here by Elgato, and I have it pre-programmed with a bunch of different stuff, audio sources, thumbnail countdowns, lower thirds, some main camera shots. I can go over to page 2. We have some different things set up here. But yeah, love the Stream Deck.
Awesome. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, of course.
If you want to switch back to Lindsay and I here, I think that kind of concludes a high-level tour of the studio. And now we're back in the real world. So that was the studio. That was kind of a tour for you too, Lindsay, like a deep dive. Yeah. What did you think? It's a studio.
It's a studio.
No, we're pretty proud of what we've built. I mean, I know it looks not, like too much when you just look at it, but a lot goes into making this all tie together. All the cables connected from the cameras through the walls are all running back to our network switch or our broadcast PC. It really adds up. Mm-hmm. And Mike, we got some props for our cable labeling. So
I didn't know that was the call-in. So
yes, that is that is the call-in system. Yeah, you're learning. Do our NDI devices suck up a lot of horsepower? Ooh. Oh. Let him get mic'd up. Mic the mic. Mic.
Yeah, NDI can. It depends on your PC that you have. And so if you want to do this type of streaming, you should pretty much get a beefed up PC with a good graphics card and plenty of RAM and space. It really makes a difference for sure.
Pikachu Plaza says, I am behaving. Michael's watching you.
You better. I'm watching.
Tim wants to know if we've had any issues with the Focusrite equipment. So the issues with the Focusrite, I'm not sure if we're able to identify if it's the Focusrite's problem and or if it's the Windows Update issue. But I don't see why we wouldn't be able to freely say, hey, the thing stopped working when we ran the Windows update. So They could be unrelated. What do you think, Mike? You're the one who spent the time and hours of energy trying to fix that. Let me turn that down a little bit for you, Mike.
Should
I got it.
see?
I got it. I can turn it down. I have it over here.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it. I can turn it down.
I just felt like we needed some mood music since
Yeah.
today's a very conversational day.
Oh, what are we talking about? The Focusrite?
The Focusrite issue.
Yeah, so what happened, and we're still trying to figure this out. It's not quite sure. So we did a Windows update on our main PC, and the Focusrite stopped working. And we've been looking around, and we saw that some other people may have had some issues as well. So we don't know if it's just like we have to get a new streaming PC. I don't know if it's like if it's the Windows updates, if it'll continue to add issues. I don't know if it's vmix. I don't know. We don't know exactly what it is.
No, but we tried using the Focusrite in OBS too, and it didn't work. Correct?
I think so. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think Brian did. Do you use PoE for your PTZ cameras? Yes. I'm pretty sure every camera in here is not connected to DC power. Well, this one is. I'm not sure. I'm going to step away just so I can check. Oh, no. A lot of them are just powered over Ethernet. I think all the PTZ cameras are powered over Ethernet, but some of the Z cams are not because they're not PoE. I don't believe. We're using PoE in here. We never turn the cameras off. We get that question a lot. And they work great. Is there an update to Focusrite? Maybe. We did update the drivers. 90% of the time, I say, it quit working when I updated Windows. Yeah. We didn't show our auto tracking camera setup. Do you have that camera feed in the production, Michael?
Yeah, I do. Just 1 second.
Yeah. Michael's going to bring up the camera feed. We have 2 auto tracking cameras in our studio right now. We have our Simple Track 2 and our Simple Track Lite. Simple Track Lite is brand spanking new. And if you're looking for a more affordable auto tracking option, take a look at the HuddleCam Simple Track Lite. It's hard to beat the price on that one. That one, do you use that for Lindsay's main camera or as just a backup?
No, actually, I don't really use the auto tracking cameras unless we're doing a demo.
Yeah. We use our studio with another great thing for having a studio beyond just our live streams that we do. It's our demo space a lot of the time for customers who are interested in getting a demonstration. Did you want to bring up the feed for the auto tracking camera? I don't want you to have to pull it in if you don't have it set up.
Why, Lindsay, why don't you stand in front of the Stream Geeks sign or right in front of...
It's following.
It is following me? All right,
already?
1 second. Here
Which
we go.
one?
That one.
Okay.
Wait, do you want the light or the Simple Track?
I don't know. Are you going from the Simple Track Lite or the Simple Track 2?
I'm going to go, I think, to the corner one right here.
Okay. Good too.
All right, Linz.
What am I doing?
Oh! Now, this one that we have queued right now, I'm interested to see how it'll behave with me being right here. Oh, it liked Lindsay better.
It did.
And I'm definitely larger. We have this camera pole mounted. We do offer a variety of mounts as well for our PTZ cameras. And pole mounts are one of those good ones. If you have a high ceiling, you can drop a camera down anywhere in a room, run the wires up the pole and into the ceiling. And that's how she works. We're having fun today. What is the exact model of the switch you use to power the cameras through PoE? Let me find that out for you. I can tell you that we verify compatibility with the Netgear switch, the M4250 series. But the one that we currently have in our studio is the Ubiquiti Unify. But let's see what I got on here. Okay, I can tell you right here. It's switch 48. 750 watts, I assume, of power. 24 volt PoE. PoE plus. Okay, so it's PoE plus, 24 volts, and this is the Unify Switch 48750W, which I assume means watts. We're learning networking over here, but we're still at the beginner stages. Me, at least.
I got a good question I want to queue up.
Okay, what's up? What are the biggest challenges in your current studio that you are changing in your new studio? Cliff, that is an excellent question. Love to tell you. One that we talked about earlier was my glasses. I can even see a little bit when I look to the side, the glare. It's gotten a lot better since we tilted the lights in the studio upwards, but our ceiling is too low here. So we're building a new studio. If you're just hopping on, we're building a new studio this summer. We're starting maybe early fall. I'm not exactly sure. So the ceiling height will be big for us.
Yeah.
Let me know in the chat if you have any tips for that. Is there audio issues when you raise the ceiling?
I think what we're looking for is a new streaming PC. The other one is a couple years old. It's been a workhorse. It's worked great. It's wonderful, but we definitely need to get an upgrade. I think a couple things are we need a new audio interface. No, we don't need a new host.
Kidding.
We have a great hosts. Hostesses. I think so. We're looking for a new streaming computer, streaming PC, new audio solution. The one right now works, but it's not like a band-aid, but we definitely need like an improvement. We need something like really solid for it. And of course, I think more space. We want to just expand and grow and see what we can do. Maybe add a green screen section. We have a great production person, Brian, who does CGI work. We want to start bringing in, shout out Brian. We want to bring in his CGI assets and have, apply that to the green screen. There's just a whole bunch of new ideas that we want to start doing and start using. So, yeah.
Clearly, camera placement for Michael as well, because as we bring him more into the production, he's the way we have the cameras mounted right now, the monitor blocks his beautiful face. So that's the little things like that, the glasses, the camera placement.
I have a little thing.
Yes. Please do.
If you remember the Zoom audio doohickey over there,
Mm-hmm.
I think one thing that we can improve on is getting a new desk for it. Because right now I'm looking at
It's on an antique, right?
4 sticky notes
Stop it.
underneath the desk.
We weren't going to show them like the real janky stuff.
So we can be the same height as the other
We said it was
desk.
retrofitted.
We can't show the janky stuff.
No.
I just noticed it.
Where's
Had to
my
share.
uh-oh? Why not a TriCaster? We're potentially open to it. We've just been, expertly trained in vmix production. But Michael, are you open to exploring new solutions in the future?
I'm always open to trying testing out new stuff, whether it's hardware solutions or software solutions. I'm more of a software solutions type of person. I've been trained on vmix. I really like it. I just enjoy. I enjoy it. I think I have this Stream Deck by Elgato that is hardware kind of solution. That's kind of like it's not like a TriCaster, but so yeah, I use
closer.
it's close, yeah, but I use a hybrid approach, definitely.
Oh, I like that. Well, that's a buzzword.
Mm.
Very nice, Michael. Todd says we have 2 PTZs, both powered by PoE from a small gigabit router. So that's good to know that even a smaller switch can work. Is there a giveaway at the end of today's? I am going to give away a webcam today, and it's just going to be for people who are in the live chat. So you'll just enter via the live chat later on. I'll give you some information on that shortly.
I think you can say that again with some more oomph. We are definitely giving a giveaway.
Okay, we are doing a giveaway.
We're doing a giveaway!
We're giving away something free.
Free!
So hang tight till the end of the show today, which won't be long from now. I won't have to keep you too much longer. I know it's already 2:50. Holy cow. Ever since they changed the time in this country, I don't know what's happening. Time is just flying by. Are we stuck on PC? I'm using Mimo Live with a M1 Mac Mini. We're limited. I wouldn't say limited, but we're definitely a PC organization here.
Yes.
You know, the bosses are paying and they're paying for PCs. So
yeah, we are powered by PC over here.
Behind the sheetrock, Cliff says. In all installs we have done for our clients over PoE operations, I mean, IP is the future. Mark says we have those types of antiques held together by Post-it notes in all of our studios somewhere.
Wait, here. This is a good one.
I saw a printed backdrop behind Michael. Are you thinking of using green screen and digital backdrops instead of printed ones in your new studio? We're definitely going to implement green screens in our new studio, right, Michael? This is going to be your baby.
Yeah. I think once again, we're going for a hybrid approach where we will have like a live studio with like a live set with actually, objects, real backgrounds, but also like a section for green screen. And as Tess was talking about, we used to have this studio was designed for different verticals, and the vertical behind me is healthcare.
You don't like our healthcare.
So this is a hospital bed right behind me.
Oh my goodness.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, we've done some crazy stuff over the past few years. We've tried not everything, but we're getting there. We've tried a lot. We're finding out what's working. And this will be our third or fourth studio. This will be our fourth studio when we do move. So we're definitely going to take you guys along the ride for helping us build it. I know Michael has a lot of ideas as well for new sets. That's something that you'll see, and hopefully we'll look even more professional. We're not going to act more professional, I don't think, because I just don't have it in me, I guess. But, well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. What is the best recorder that you have for the ATEM Extreme ISO? I don't know anything about that. When we do record, we've been doing it through vmix directly onto our PC. I don't know, Michael, if you have a comment on that. Which is great.
What, for recording?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what he means for the ATEM Extreme ISO. I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. We just do all recording through vmix that goes directly, saves right onto the desktop.
And we're not
post-production.
Yeah, like we're not doing productions, I think, where you're responsible for recording locally to PC and reposting. Like most of what we do is on demand automatically on social media. Cliff's saying you can definitely have sound issues in a larger studio with a higher ceiling. I put Audi mute. Is that what that says? I got to figure out what that is. Audi mute behind the sheetrock and whisper wave ceiling clouds hanging from the ceiling. Ooh. You're going to have to email us that, Cliff. Consistent backlighting on green screen is essential. Yeah, that's something that we're going to have to explore. Should we get into our giveaway? Just because time is flying, as Keith says.
Yeah.
I'm old. That's why time is flying.
Also, nobody has voted.
Nobody's voted?
Nobody's voted.
It must have been too complicated.
We'll have to figure it
You
out.
think? We're going to figure out a way to get you guys involved in this. And you just thought of the idea today. We'll tailor it. Yeah. And by the next live show, we'll be ready.
We're going to adapt. We'll be ready. And we're going to learn. And we're going to
Here's a good question.
Was that the same one? The distance?
Yeah.
Okay. For 60-foot distance from the camera to pulpit, would you do a 20x or 30x optical zoom? I would do the 30x for a distance of 60 foot. The camera that you're looking at right now, we're probably 40 feet away from it, and it's 20x. If you want to zoom in all the way, Michael, so they can see I'm at 30 to 40 feet away from this camera. Let's zoom it all the way out, and you can see the distance you'll get. Probably closer to 30 or 35 feet. and then you can zoom it all the way in and see how close you can
We
get.
actually have a calculator at PTZOptics.com where you can put in your information.
Oh, bravo. I got to get myself in there. Don't get my nose hairs or anything. Stop it. Okay, that's too much. Okay. So 20x or 30x, you'll probably be okay, but it depends on the shot that you want to be able to accomplish. 30x is going to give you a great image at 60 feet, says Drake. Thank you. Keith says, not knocking age. I've got you by a long shot. Okay, you're forgiven. I'm kidding. I'm accepting it. Random says, too complicated. Yes, our studio is complicated.
I think he's talking about the March Madness.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
too. Oh, we'll figure it out. We're getting the feedback we need. It's okay. Oh, Yuta, thank you. Yuta voted on Instagram.
Oh.
And Drake voted on. No, Yuta voted on Facebook, and Drake voted on Instagram.
Thank you.
Keith is saying we have a 30x about 60 feet away, and you can read the Bible behind the pulpit. I'm going to have to use you for a case study, Keith, with that comment. On the system that you're using, how much PC percentage are you at? I don't know how to determine that. Tell us how to determine that.
So actually that's shown on vmix, and at the if you're using vmix, you look at the very, very bottom on the left-hand side, and it gives you some stats. And right now, the CPU with vmix is using 6%. But with everything else, it says a total of like 18%. I'm not quite sure. And then I have actually something on my Elgato Stream Deck, and I have a widget that I added in that does so it's like right now it's like 17 to 19% of CPU usage, and also have another one that does up and down for your internet speeds. I can double check that.
Okay, FLC Papillon says they get jitter when the pastor moves left or right. Is it jitter? Wait. Camera is 20 times zoom and about 40 feet away. Is lighting an issue or a camera setting? So I'm confused, like jitter as in vibration on the wall from the camera being moved. Otherwise, you shouldn't get, if the camera's still, you shouldn't get any kind of movement there. That might be a support issue that you'd want to get in touch with us about. But otherwise, there are anti-vibration solution mounts if that is an issue for you. And in our PTZOptics and churches that live stream user groups, there's been some fun homemade solutions that customers have even made that have inspired us with some product ideas for the future as well that you could look into and see what some other people are doing. All right, so let's get started on the giveaway just because we got to wrap things up. I'm having a lot of fun today. This is a really great conversation. Yeah, choppy video. You're going to want to contact us at support then, because that's not right.
Why don't we drop the support email in the chat?
Did.
For
you did?
Oh, thank
You're
you so
already
much.
thinking
Oh, there it
ahead.
just showed up.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So we're going to give away a webcam today. A PTZOptics webcam 80, which has ePTZ within it with our webcam app. And that's kind of a little known fact about the camera. So let's think of a number.
Okay.
We're going to
I'll
do
go
it.
write it.
Yeah, you think of a number between 1 and 500. Last time we did 1 and 1,000 and it took forever.
I think of the number? I put the number down?
Yes, between 1 and 500.
Okay.
So what you're going to do in the chat, and this is just for people who are watching live right now, will you guys share the specs on your production PC? And let us know your guess between 1 and 500 in the chat. And whoever is the first person to get the right answer or closest to the right answer will get you a webcam. And if you are out of the country, we don't typically cover shipping for giveaways out of the country. So maybe we can come up with some sort of digital option for you or webcam alternative if you don't want to cover shipping if you're out of the country. Okay, so you picked a number. Make sure you do not show the whiteboard, Michael. Okay, let's see if the
Ooh.
first person to get it right or closest to the right answer is going to get a webcam.
Close one.
How many times can you enter the giveaway? Well, whoever gets it first. So let's say you can put 2 numbers down. Okay?
Yeah, we're not being mean. And then if
And I'm going to
nobody
give
gets
it
then we can be like, okay, go again.
what? If
Like if nobody
gets
gets
it.
it after they
Yeah,
they've
we'll
done
give
their
it like a
2.
minute because we know there's latency happening too. Between 1 and 500, give us a number. I like doing giveaways like this where it's like just for people who are actually here participating, but we do have a larger giveaway the last live stream of the month, the last Wednesday of the month, where we spin a wheel that has a free PTZ camera on there as an option. So that's kind of the top tier prize situation. And if you ever want to enter that or register for live show notifications.
Somebody got it.
Somebody got it. Ping them.
Tim.
Oxley?
Yeah.
Tim Oxley. Congrats!
372.
The number was 372. All right,
Woo,
that's
woo.
awesome. If you could email me, can you put my email in the chat, please? After the show, Tim.
Test.protester.
Yeah,
At
you can just do it.
PTZ?
PTZOptics. We can get that going to you. Yay, that was fun and easy too. And we're sure nobody got it before, Tim, right?
I was holding my
You
phone
were
there.
looking.
Yeah.
Awesome. Congratulations.
That is
Yeah, I was just saying, if you want to register for our larger giveaway for the last Wednesday of the month, we do have an entry process at PTZOptics.com/show, and I will link to that. Or if you want to sign up for notifications for when we go live, please register at PTZOptics.com/show. And somebody asked for the specs on our PC. Maybe that's something we can share at the next show or add in the description below. I can tell you if you want the same PC that we have, you can go to Eastern Shore Broadcasting. If you're familiar with Tom Sinclair and the Streaming Idiots group, that's who made our PC for us. So if you want the same kind of power, you can go to him and he can help you with that.
Hey, everybody in the chat. How is the background music that Tess cues up? Is it too loud? Is this too loud for you guys? Let me know if we need to drop it down a little bit. We're just trying to figure stuff out like that. We really want your input.
We sure do. And if you're watching this on demand and you have an idea for our new studio or how we can improve this studio, let us know in the chat. Otherwise, that is all we have for you today. We got to end it somewhere. Thank you for hanging out with us today. We had so much fun. Until next time, Michael.
And March Madness will be back next week.
Yes.
Better than ever.
Bye.